Hi guys, Smith here and welcome to the XRL F1 Division, and today we're in Suzuka, Japan. Now, you might be wondering why I am in the F1 Division. Well, XRL Bobbert asked me to reserve to the end of the season, and I am glad to say I accepted. As you can see here, I'm really grateful for the opportunity because I did enjoy the last race I did in the F1 Division in Spa, which I finished in 5th position, but it was a really enjoyable race for me as it was my first experience of racing at the top division in XRL. Now, the Russia race will be after this race, and the reason is because I am about 2 weeks behind with this Grand Prix, as by the time this will come out, the USA Grand Prix will probably take place on the same day. So yeah, I'm about 2 weeks behind, so I thought I'd just put the Russia one with it, so then, you know, I don't have to sort of, well, it's just easier for me, right, really, you know, so that's why I've done it. Hopefully it ain't too long for you to watch, but yeah, I thought it'd just be easier, and I thought it'd be something different as well, so hope you don't mind, as we are now on the qualifying lap. We're 2 tenths up already, so we're 3 tenths behind XRL Nicole, who did a really good lap, I believe. I think it was a 35 something, but as you can see, we take too much, and it's a bit cringeworthy watching me take that hairpin, as I did cut it a little bit. I didn't obviously mean to cut it, but I don't know if it gave me time or not. I can't really tell you if it did or not. I didn't actually realise I did it at the time. I honestly didn't know, because if I did, I'd have probably backed out the lap. I'm not, you know, I know it's easy to say in hindsight, but looking back at it, it did make me cringe a bit. I don't know why, but I think when you have a corner cut, well, it's a sort of corner cut like that, it's a bit cringeworthy. But as we come to the second sector split, we are 4 tenths up and 6 tenths down on Nicole, and coming through this last chicane now, we take that pretty well, and now we're going to head towards the line. Nicole did a 35.4, really good lap from Nicole, but we're going to do a 36.2, which puts us in 4th position. So it was a really good qualifying for me. Out qualifying my teammate Enormous Indigo by 5 tenths, and as you can see, only 2 tenths off Bobberts. Andre in 2nd, Nicole in 1st, and yeah, really good qualifying for me, but hopefully we can have a good race as well. As we're in the race now, as you can see, XR and Nicole 1st, me in 4th, and Indigo in 5th. Samster, the other GP3 driver, qualified in 8th position, so really solid qualifying from the GP3 boys. But as the 5 lights show now, lights out, and away we go here in Suzuka, Japan, and we get a decent start actually, and looks like Bobbert's will spinned a little bit, but Andre's sort of defending the middle, and we take it really cautiously there, and I think there was a little bit of contact between Andre and Bobberts as Jamie took the opportunity really well, and he's up to 4th position as Mr. Indigo is behind me in 6th position. So Jamie did a really good job at the start to gain a couple of positions, because I believe he qualified like 6th position, so he's up 2 positions. He might have qualified 7th, but it was a really good start anyway from Jamie, 2503. But we're just going to now follow him round the first Degner and then the second Degner, as Enormous Indigo is closing up a little bit, but now we're heading down towards the hairpin, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here. As you can see, Bobberts and Andre are still fighting it out up ahead, so it'll be interesting to see who wins that position, as we're now heading down towards Spoon Corner, which is a very tricky turn to get right, as I think Andre went off on the grass, and Andre goes wide, so does Bobberts, and that might cost Andre a bit of time, as we're going to have probably a much better run heading down the straight, as we have to go a little bit wide. I don't know if there was contact there or what, but we're side by side, and we're going to have the inside line for 130R, so he might have to back out, and I think he's gone off, but now Indigo's sniffing a chance, and we've kept the position. But bit of a drama there in the opening lap in this XRL F1 Division, as Jamie's putting Bobberts under pressure as well. But on lap 3 now, and Andre is making a great move up the inside of me, Kobayashi-esque at the hairpin, so that was a good move from Andre. Give him a bit, give him a bit of room. Obviously I didn't want to have made contact with him, so it was a good move from Andre. On lap 10, as you can see, we lock up as we brake on the curb, and that's something you don't want to do on that curb, because if you brake, your tyres lock up. I know it's pretty hard to lock up on this game, but you can still do it if you brake on the curb. And now we're in the pits, lap 13, and a bit early to pit, but I thought I might have a chance of undercutting my teammate and hopefully make these primes last. And I didn't know the strategy really for the 100% race, just because I never practiced for the 100% race. I only practiced for the 50%, because obviously my main focus is XRL GP3, because obviously I'm in second position in that championship. But yeah, I was just sort of gambling with the strategy, but I knew Azar pitted early, so I just sort of decided to pit a couple of laps after him. But as you can see, he made a pass on me because I went a little bit wide coming out of turn 2. As now on lap 16, as you can see, we've jumped our teammate Enormous Indigo, so that was a good strategy call for now, but it depends how it goes on at the end of the race, as Andre is pitted, so he's doing a free stop race. It'll be interesting to see how Andre does on the free stop, but also on another guy on the free stop is Jamie, but he hasn't actually pitted for his third stop yet, but he needs to use the prime, so he's got past us. And on lap 37 we are actually going to pit for our final stop of the Grand Prix, and we're going to put on option tyres, so we're doing a 2-stop. We actually did a really good job on them primes, and NMR Indigo, the gap was 5 seconds, but a couple of laps before that it was 9 seconds, so our tyres were really wearing on lap 36 to lap 38, but thankfully they didn't actually go off, and we didn't do an Austrian GP3 where we was just driving across the grass. But thankfully we managed to keep it on the track. And on lap 40 the gap's 10.9, but as you see, lap 42 the gap went to 7.4, and on lap 48 we've closed right up to Jamie 2503, so it just shows the primes are really poor around this circuit. But the problem was with running 4.2 wings, as you saw earlier on in the episode, so we're struggling really down the back straight. And obviously, you know, drivers are drivers, but Jamie's got really more experience at the top level, so you know it's going to be hard to pass Jamie because obviously he's a top driver, so we've just got to try and hopefully catch him off guard. But on lap 52 we make a mistake, and that's really our chances over to pass Jamie, which is disappointing. But I'm happy with 4th position, to be honest, as we come around the chicane. To be honest, if you said to me I'd have got 4th at the start, I'd have probably bit your hand off. So looks like I'm going to bite your hand off because I've got 4th position, and yeah, I finished 18 seconds ahead of my teammate, so it was a really good performance because Indigo is a really quick driver. But now we're going on to the Russian Grand Prix, so we're in the garage. We've already disconnected once, and now you're going to see us disconnect again. Hashtag rubbish internet. So in qualifying, Nicole got pole. We were obviously in 12th position, but Nicole got a 10 grid penalty, so I think she'll start 11th. So we're only 1 place behind her. To be honest, with this standard setup on, I'm really going to struggle. The setup, I think I could only change the front wing, so it's 1666, 6666, 300, 100, and what are the other two? I don't really know, can't remember now. But as the fire light show, lights out, and away we go here in Russia, and the 2 streamers get out of the way, and we're just going to have to try and get a slipstream now on XRL Nicole. She swerved out the way. I don't know what happened, because I know Ryan spun, but I couldn't see it on my screen. Obviously you couldn't see a car spin, but we're going to give her room. And we don't really, but now we're going to give her room as we go around the long left-hander of turn 4 into turn 5. After this turn 4, love this turn 4, that's the only bit I like on this track. But on turn 5, and now the gap's already sort of increased a little bit, but hopefully we can gain through these corners, as we should, because we've obviously got more aero. That means more speed through the corners. But this is a Codemasters game, so I don't actually know if that's true or not. But we'll try and now follow around Ian Unstoppable as Ian's battling with Nicole, but Nicole's got past him, as we're going to try and go around the outside of Ian Unstoppable. But no, we don't make that move done, and we are still in 9th position on lap 1 of this Grand Prix. But on lap 9, now I'm behind Samster, who is in 8th position, and this should be an easy move. on Samster, as we'll have the DRS eventually. It's quite far down this straight, but this is quite a long straight on this track, as we're going to try and nail the braking point. And yeah, we get that move done pretty easy, but he's going to have a really good exit out of turn 3 into turn 4, this long left-hander. He might make a move going into turn 5, but I think he thinks better of it, as we turn in a little bit too early. But Samster's really on our tail, and this is going to be a really good battle for 8th position. Anyone with Indigo's only 2.5 up the road, so he's not far away, but we don't want to really lose time battling too hard. But we seem to be even sort of pace. Me and Samster in this lap is really right on our arse, so as we get a poor exit. But I thought we got a poor exit, but he seemed to get a poor exit. But he'll have the DRS and the slipstream, so he should make the move as we defend. Well, we don't really defend actually, but he's got the move done pretty easy up the inside. Samster says thank you very much, and he's up into 8th position on lap 10 of this Grand Prix. Now on lap 11, and as you can see, simple DRS move yet again, and Samster is back down to 9th position. Oh no, too deep, and Samster's reclaimed the position. And I said that was an easy move, and it wasn't, because I made myself look a little bit foolish there. But on lap 12 we are going into the pits, and we're going to put another set of options. The rain is expected later on in this Grand Prix, I believe around that. I believe it was like about lap in the 20s or 30s. But hopefully we might be able to undercut Samster here. He's stayed out an extra lap or 2, so we'll see how we get on as we exit the pits. We're now going to skip to lap 14, and we got the DRS on Samster. And I'm not going to say this is an easy move, otherwise I'll probably brake too deep again. But we get the move done eventually, as Samster sort of missed turn 1 and 2, but he didn't make the move, so fair dues. As we touch his wheel there, and he's got the move done easy on lap 14. And this has been a great battle. This is an absolute great battle between me and Samster, and it's only just started. But what a move that was. A little bit of a cutback on him, better traction than Samster, and that was a really nice move. I was really happy with that. But now we're up to P8 again, and we're losing so much time to Indigo, but I don't really care, because this battle has been absolute brilliant between me and Samster. It's probably been the best battle I've ever had with a driver. You know, don't really matter where you are, as long as you're fighting every lap. You know, when the gap's only about a second and you're swapping places like this is unbelievable. Don't really care where you are. It's just great racing. And he's got past again on lap 15, and absolute fantastic. But on lap 16 now, lap later, we're going to have the DRS again on Samster, and it should be a pretty easy move. I know I keep saying that, but it should really be, as this is a long straight and he ain't got DRS. So we just need to nail the braking point. And yeah, we get the move done. So we're up into 8th position again. But on lap 18, we've actually not swapped a position since that lap 16 pass. But now Samster, we go way too deep. He forced us into a mistake, and Samster's going to get 8th position again. So the positions have swapped quite a few times already. But on lap 21, we're now going to make another move on Samster down to turn 2, and we should get that move done. But he's coming back at us, but we're going to give him enough room, and it's going to be quite tight through turn 4. But now we're coming through to turn 5, so still side by side. This is absolute fantastic racing from us two. I mean, I watched it back on the stream, and I know they're trying to show a little bit, you know, of it, but they could have just shown this battle between me and Samster for nearly the whole of the first and second stint, because it was an absolute brilliant battle. I know I said it earlier on, but we was just fighting it out tooth and nail. I know it was for only 8th place, but still, it was an absolute brilliant battle from me and Samster. I think it's obviously got to be much better than the battles we've had in GP3, but it's just all over it. He's all over us again. He's on our rear wing, and he probably should make the move done. We're going to defend. And Samster again, we touch a little bit, but he should have the move done. We're going to... Well, We're going to have the inside, but now we're going to do that little cutback we did. Get the traction out, down, and yeah, got that move done again. He tries to fight back, but we've got the inside line now for that corner, and we're up into 8th position. Feels like I've said that now for about the 13th time, but lap 24, we're in the pits, and unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, because obviously we need to pit, but fortunately it is actually intermediate, so wet conditions I don't really like at all, so it's going to be very sort of difficult because I don't like wet conditions at all. But at least I've got the rear wing. As Samster goes a bit out of shape, we're going to have the run going down to whatever this turn is. I think it might be like turn 9 or something. I can't really remember, you know, forgive me, I'm probably way off. But now we're going to try and go up the inside, and we touch a little bit, but I don't think he got forced off, and we're up into 8th again. And then on lap 29 we go too deep, and Samster should get this move done. Yes, pretty simple. He says thank you very much, and again we're back down to 9th position. So we've now got to try and get past him yet again on lap 30. Another move, but obviously we won't have the DRS because we're in the wet conditions, but we're just going to have to try and obviously beat him for pace in the wet. We should have a bit of a better help coming out of this corner though, as we have got more rear wing, and yeah, we've easily got better traction. On lap 42, I'm afraid to say that was the last battle between me and Samster, which was a shame. I don't know what happened, he sort of dropped off after that pass, so yeah, 10.9 it was after I pitted, so he pitted I think right behind me, which is a shame because it's probably the best ever battle I've had with anyone in league racing, and I've been at it now for about 2 seasons, so yeah, really high praise I know, but it was a really good race. So 8th position, not a lot, but it was a really good battle with Samster. I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and goodbye.